Stop getting burned out and take that homeschool break right now. Hi, I'm Jenny with Kids Learning for Life, and I'm ready for a break from homeschooling too. I'm always inclined to not take breaks because we homeschool for such a short period of time every day that I feel like if we took any sort of break that we would start falling behind. Well, I'm here to give you permission to take that break that is much needed. I think the first step in assessing when to take breaks throughout the year is to really think ahead and see when those busy times in the year are for your family. Now, I know this sounds pretty simple, but I'm always flabbergasted when I get to those times of the year. For us, it's like May and October, where things just get super crazy, and I'm always like, how did this happen? And every family has a completely different schedule. I mean, ours is mostly based on my husband's work schedule. He's really busy in May, June, and then like the fall. And so this might look different for you. You guys might be busy more like 1 week out of the month, or maybe you're busier in the summer. I mean, every family is just so different. So my suggestion is to take some time, maybe at the beginning of either the academic school year or at the beginning of like a calendar year, and look ahead at your calendar and kind of block off times when you know that your family is gonna be very busy and that you will need to take a break at that time. And then in your calendar, kind of block out those weeks. So say no school this week, or whatever you need to put in there to remind yourself, just so you can look ahead and be able to have something to kind of look forward to throughout your homeschool year. This also gives your kids a better sense of stability. Let me give you a quick scenario. Say that at the beginning of a week, you're like, okay, kids, every day this week, we are going to do school. And then life happens, the week goes on, you're really not able to do school every day like you had announced because just you got busier than you had expected. This does not create an atmosphere of good habits or follow through that your children need. And I'm not saying that you have to create these big goals every homeschool year. That's actually really not what I'm saying at all. And also the issue here is not that homeschooling fell to the wayside, because that happens to all of us, let's be honest. The issue is that you created an expectation of your kids and you did not follow through. So if you're able to look at a calendar ahead of time, block out those weeks that you know are gonna be really busy for your family, then you won't find yourself making these grand statements and announcements that end up not happening. Also, I wanted to give you a reminder that taking a break does not mean that you are failing or falling behind. From my experience, these breaks that we take from homeschool lessons have actually resulted in some of my greatest homeschool epiphanies. This past winter, I was actually much busier with my own job, my own full-time job that I have, than expected. So my kids were actually out helping my husband do a bunch of like housework or like big projects on our house. And so they were out there with him, helping him with like construction and measuring and all sorts of skills like that. Turns out that during this time, I witnessed learning still actually happening. My kids were learning construction skills like roofing and fencing, and they were using units of measurement that we hadn't even gotten to in their curriculum yet. They were climbing up ladders and learning how to use new tools. They were also learning responsibility and learning how to stick with a task until it is completely done. Call me old-fashioned, but I feel like these important life skills are just as important as academic skills, if not more so. Teaching our kids to be resilient and capable will set them up for success in their lives. And even if your break from homeschool is not as action-packed as ours was, I'm sure that they can learn all sorts of skills from you around the house while taking a homeschool break. Have them help in the kitchen with both cooking and cleaning. Watch educational documentaries with them. Watch Shakespeare plays with them. Encourage them to take quiet time to free read. There are so many ways that learning happens around the home without sitting down and intentionally doing school lessons. When we choose to homeschool, we don't just choose to educate our children at home. We choose to create an atmosphere of learning in every member of the family that transcends curriculum and schedules and routines. So rest assured that if you and your kids are feeling burned out from doing homeschool every day, taking a break might be the most beneficial thing for you all to do. And you might even have a homeschool epiphany or two in the meantime. Be sure to check out our video on life skills that every kid should know. Taking a break from homeschool lessons is a really great opportunity to teach these life skills that everyone should know as they grow older. So check that out, it'll be right over here. See you next time, and happy homeschooling.